everyone, I am Surabhi. Welcome to my channel. So people have asking me that how you're so creative, you do many crafts with your kids are very creative, and blah blah blah. I'm not creative at all. So how will I homeschool and all those things. So I realized that I have, in all these 6 to 7 years of my homeschooling, I've learned some lessons, some ideas, and I wanted to share that with you. So thing is that first thing, do not objectify creativity, telling that she's creative and I'm not creative, my child is not creative. This is completely wrong. Telling, if you say my mom is creative, no, she doesn't do any crafts, she doesn't do anything, she's not into painting anything, but she is an amazing cook, and that's a creativity. So I think we have objectified creativity for us, for our kids, and we judge a lot. I mean, like, if my child does some drawing, we tell it's beautiful, it's ugly, or it's not beautiful. How can you say that? I mean, like, this is basically wrong concept of creativity. Ki if someone does very beautiful drawing or very beautiful craft, they are creative, and then we bash ourselves, we are not creative. This concept of creativity is like completely wrong. Okay, so just get out of this mindset. Everyone is creative. I am creative, you are creative, your child is creative. But yes, there are some learnings in these years, and about homekeeping and creativity thing, which I want to share. So first of all, our kids are creative. All kids are naturally creative. It's how we are born with. But like, when we grow old, we start judging our creativity, we start judging our creations, and that's why that telling ourselves, no, it's not that beautiful as she does it. She cooks very good food, or she does very beautiful paintings. Yeah, she's a good artist, but does not mean you are not creative. You're still creative. You might not be a painter, and that's okay. I'm not a painter, but doesn't mean I'm not creative. So but still, you need something to enable your creativity. Has to be enabled, and the same way a child is also creative, but you need to support the creativity. And this is the idea I'll share with you, that which I learned in a very hard way, was that why your child does not create craft. There are two things. One, that you do not provide the stuff for creating craft. Okay, only with the paper and pen you don't create craft. Craft can be, when the kids are little, they can create craft with Play-Doh, with the pipe cleaners, with ribbons. Craft can be created anyway. So you have to create that environment, and provide those opportunities and the stuff for the child. And provide means, like, not keep it in the boxes and put on the shelf and child has to ask you, because creativity is spontaneous. You look at it and it idea comes to you. So if you keep all your stuff somewhere hidden, and then a child has to come to you that, can I have pipe cleaner to create something, don't think that will happen, especially when the kids are little. So you have to provide all that stuff which ignites creativity at the child level, still not overwhelming, but still providing. So how I do that is, I put all the creativity stuff, all the craft stuff, in transparent boxes and approach of child. So again, this also happened that you can get beautiful boxes and everything, but if they are not transparent, it will not be visible to a child. And so if it is kept here, and they are not like glass boxes and all, some classrooms have beautiful glass bottles and everything. I do not use glass. I just don't feel it safe with my kids. So I use all these are takeaway containers, bigger, smaller, and all the stuff, Play-Doh, stitching, paper, origami, ribbons, everything is kept here. Pipe cleaners, everything is kept here. And it's not that my child will create every single day, but when he is moving, my child is moving around. It's our room, living room, where all the schooling happens. So when they are moving around, sometimes they just take a pipeline and create something. Sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's nothing, but still that stuff. So when you look at things, you get ideas, and this will happen to you also. As a mother, I'm always busy. I don't have time to think, or you sit down and plan a craft or something. I mean, sometimes I do, but most of the time, because I am also looking at this stuff day and night. Here's our sofa, I sit there when I'm just wandering or just resting, and I keep looking at the Play-Doh, and sometimes ideas click in you, or you see, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're looking at creations. So sometimes the ideas will start coming to you when you start looking at the material again and again. It happens, and believe me, I mean, I used to be the one who used to organize the stuff very beautifully in very beautiful containers. I had bought very good IKEA, not non-transparent containers, and because these used to give me headache when, like, this is a craft box, and when they're not properly organized, it'll give me that OCD kind of thing. So but after some years I realized that because the stuff is already there, it never stucks me. When I'm resting, I'm not thinking about felt or anything. I mean, it doesn't happen naturally. But if the stuff is here, I'll just look at it, keep looking at it, and sometimes ideas come, and more ideas will come when I'm just keep looking at the stuff, and it happens. There is a concept around it. I don't have a like proper scientific justification, but yes, all the creativity stuff, all the craft stuff should be in transparent boxes, should be accessible to you. You should be looking at when you are moving around the house all the time. So the same will go to your child, same will go with you. So first learning is put all your stuff in the transparent boxes, not necessarily very branded, but like takeaway containers. They work perfectly transparent. Not they're not very sturdy, but it's okay. I can replace them whenever they fall down or my kids are not very rough with it, and that's okay. First thing. Second thing, when you buy the stuff, okay, some you buy in bulk. Usually things come in bulk. Like if you buy pipe cleaners, they usually 100 pipe cleaners come in a packet, right? Do not overwhelm your child with all the stuff. Like if I have this Play-Doh box, okay, so I do not, you can get a set of 12 Play-Doh boxes, whatever deal is, like, you know, it should make financial sense. But I have put only 4, 6, but 2 has a dry clay, the air dry clay, other one has the Play-Doh. So only 6 colors are there. Rest you create, don't create, whatever I feel like, whatever colors I like, and if not, play with it around. So do not overwhelm a child with 12 boxes of Play-Doh. The same goes with the felt. That I have lot of felt. I have, you know, big rolls of felt which I buy for doing projects or like digest system and all. But in this one we have small pieces or like leftover pieces, because if I give them a very big piece of felt, they will get overwhelmed. They will try to create a big thing and sometimes will not work. So age wise it will matter. I'm telling for my kids, they are like 6 and 7. I think small pieces, square pieces work. The same goes with pipe cleaner. Again, I told you, get 100 pipe cleaner. Do not put 100 pipe cleaner in a box. It is some, so they have done some spiraling, some rings, something they have done, put some feathers. So the point is not to overwhelm child also, because after they open it, all the 100 pipe cleaners come out, okay? When you have to put it back, because again you don't want a headache to you for cleaning up. So I ask them, put the pipe cleaners back after you're done using them. So they should be that much that it doesn't overwhelm your child. It should be like 20, you put them back easily, and that's it. So, you know, be very cautious about how much stuff do you provide your child, and be mindful about it. Do not provide them like a lot, because it will overwhelm them, it will confuse them, and you will get more of wastage. Is also important point. You get a lot of wastage. Like we have a origami, this one, it's a broad one, it has some origami sheets. The book for origami, a small booklet is there, that is also inside it. So they take it out, they do origami with it. Whatever craft they create, I'll tell that also, that whatever craft they create, it doesn't go back in this box, right? Because they either want to show it off or they want to store for the future or just like that. So this box is only the origami sheets and origami box. If my elder one wants to do it, she takes it out, does it, and then, you know, it's not very properly arranged. You see that she just put the papers back, because I am not expecting her to put all the papers very properly than like I had packed it. So the point, you get it, right? Keep the things in transparent boxes, do not overwhelm, and so don't put a lot of stuff in them, but still provide them different materials, so that their creativity sparks out. They are creative, it just has to come out. And that will, as a Montessori, you have to enable your child providing the material. That is the second thing. And third thing is, like, you are on Facebook, so कुछ लोग होते हैं जो very good cooks and all, you know, they create the recipes. People like me, we copy the recipes, you know, and when we are copying the recipes, we do little here and there, and then we invent a new recipe, right? But we need an ideas. For my kids, the problem was they are not on screens. They do not go to classes or anywhere else. So from where do they get the ideas? So I use 2 techniques. One is providing lot of craft books to them. Again, it depends on age. My elder one learns from the books. So I have a lot of craft books for her, to be it felt or paper or origami books there is. And other ways, you learn, you show them, and then let them explore. Like, you give them the recipe and then let them play around with it to create their own creation. So in these 2 ways, you can help your child to, you know, you can say being more creative, but, you know, just to, it's a way to show creativity. So like some craft, I will make a demo, like, you know, I give them beads, and, you know, we can put them, make a name. Okay, then I showed them in a pipe cleaner, you can put the beads and make names. Then they started exploring. Okay, mama, we can write messages also. Okay, let me write I love you. Okay, mama, we can make bracelets also. Like, yeah, we can make bracelets also. But expecting a child कि आपने pipe cleaner रख दी, आपने beads रख दी and they'll put themselves, no, that will not happen. You have to give them ideas. So if you have screens, then you can watch videos and give them, or give them books, or then you learn from screen and do a demo to your kids and then let them explore that material themselves to create more creations, because they are creative. Again, don't again, when you're teaching your kids, don't expect perfection. Don't judge their creativity ki, it is not beautiful, you did not draw beautifully, or I draw more beautiful than you, or look at the video how beautifully they are creating or how beautifully they are coloring. So that mindset you have to change, that everything is creative, they are doing their best ability, and that is how it happens. Creativity will naturally spark, and they are creative. But this thing you have to take care, that how you nurture the creativity of your child. And the third thing is putting away the creations. That's also very important. Like in Montessori, they say that whatever your child creates should be put on display for a child, so that they can admire it and they can feel proud of it. It's very, very important. So for me also, my house is very small, so I cannot put everything on display. But when they create it, I put things on display for them, and for that I have created them a display corner, which whatever they create. And this is also, again, in Montessori, you enable them. It's not that they leave their origami creations on this box. There's a tray. Whatever you create, I am there, I'm not there, I'm in the room, I'm busy. Whatever you create, you put it in the tray. You show me in the kitchen and put it in a tray. Because that creativity should not be wasted or putting in a dustbin or under the sofa. A child needs to feel that whatever she creates, good or bad or ugly, that is our judgment, but whatever she has created means a lot to me, it's very beautiful, and it is worth displaying. So there is a tray, I have put it on this one. If you see, there's a big shelf over the books where I have put a big tray for them, and whatever they create, they do stone craft, they do play-doh craft, they do paper plate craft, whatever, they will put it there. And then monthly, weekly, I'll go and clean it up, and then that cleaning thing is my job. But when the child creates, that enthu of creating, the enthu of that accomplishment, that I created something, you need to nurture that enthusiasm, and that enthusiasm of creating should not die. So we should not judge their creativity that ये अच्छा है, नहीं है, अच्छा सुंदर नहीं है, it can be improved. Don't pass it like, yeah, you did this, oh, you like the color, I liked your play-dohs, you use a pink and blue color very nicely, whatever created. And then so there should be a place, it will help in cleaning also, that if all the stuff which she creates and leaves on the floor, it will give me a headache. So that is what you create here, like you did this origami. After you're done, whatever you created, there should be a place there, put it there, and in the tray, and close this box and put it away. That is how you enable a child to be independent in cleaning, in creating, and be proud of what you're doing, and create sanity for yourself. Because yeah, that's how it rolls. And then this trolley is below, it has three. So this is my basically all the craft stuff. This is one and this is two. So this is dedicated to my younger one, this is dedicated to my elder one. So whatever craft you are creating, sometime it happens that you don't have time, you're not able to complete it. So this is a dedicated place where it goes work in progress. So I think there she's doing some craft. This is some craft with these kind of thing. You get paper tape or something. She's creating something. So yesterday it was overwhelming because she was tired and whatever. She was like, I said, you're done with it, then I can wrap things back and close it off. I said, no, I'm still working, but I need a break. So this is a place. Okay, put it in the tray and put it in your area. So this is a practical life. Things are not very clean because I think this is one, because the trays are not fitting. I mean, I don't know how she fit it, but yeah. But this is the area which is for the work in progress, because again, creativity ऐसे नहीं होती कि अभी की और अभी बन गया. She's in progress. I'll remind her that your trays. So whatever work they do in a tray. So if they're thinking of a project, a big project, a Play-Doh project, they're supposed to take the box and supposed to take the tray or a board, not creating mess. And they know. So before taking any other project, I'll remind her, your tray is busy. you need to finish that project first. And finishing means not like complete it. If you don't want to do it, empty the tray, put the material. If you have taken some ribbon out, you have taken some pipe cleaners out for creating something, just put them away in their boxes and take your tray back and start a new project. Completion is not a requirement, but yes, you cannot just start 10 projects and make a whole room as your work lab or something. No, I need some basic organized, some sanity kind of stuff in the house. So these are the basic tips which I say that how my kids pass their time when they are not schooling. We don't have screens, and so this is how they keep themselves busy. They create a lot of mess, but they're independent enough to clean it. Not 100% clean. I need to vacuum and everything later, but their level of cleanliness they can do. So develop these systems in your house. When you have kids, you need it. Keep things transparent in boxes, and just let it be. Kids will bloom, you will bloom, you'll see how creative you are. And trust me, we all are creative. We just have to tell ourselves again and again, because people have told we are not. So that's all I wanted to share today, this corner of my homeschool room, and hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.